Yo, what's up guys, it's JP here, aka mailman28. So I got for you guys some beta gameplay of the upcoming Call of Duty game, World War II, that's coming out in November. I personally didn't get a chance to pre-order it, but my friend Brandon did, aka COD God, and he was nice enough to give me an extra code that he had. So that's how I was able to play. I appreciate that, Brandon, thank you. And in this video, I have a selection of clips from the beta that I kind of chose based on the different gun classes I wanted to show you guys. There's 5 main classes: the rifle class, the submachine gun, light machine gun, shotgun, and sniper rifle. I forgot to do the rifles. I'm not really sure how that happened, but I did. And then by the time I figured that out, the beta was already up, so I have 4 out of the 5 classes to show you guys. They're really nice. I really had a fun time with all 5 of them. And in this video I was playing with Jameson and Jamie, 2 of Brandon's friends, my friends as well. Their gamer tags are Jwin and Skateboarder, can't remember the number afterwards, respectively. So you know, shout out to them. They played awesome. We had a great time. Here we go. Starting off with the submachine gun class. It's a short clip of Team Deathmatch. I'm using the Type 100 here. It's a really nice submachine gun. Get a nice little triple kill.
Recon searching for targets. Their tank is pulling back.
Then going forward, this is footage of the war game type, which is probably our favorite game type that we played. We all agreed. There's a lot going on. Really, it's very similar to Overwatch, which is something Jamie and Jameson both pointed out, and I totally agree. You're basically just moving the payload across the map, except in this case it's a tank. If you're attacking, if you're defending, you're doing the opposite. Just trying to get the clock to run out before they can reach each objective point.
Their tank is advancing.
Grenades. Grenades are one thing that we all kind of noticed work really well in this game. I think just the absence of the opposing team being able to, you know, hop over your head and kind of run away from the grenades helps, and I also think that you can just throw them pretty far in this game and they're pretty darn lethal, so that's something that's very nice. Helps to clear objective points like right here. So here we're on the offensive. So it's the same map too for the beta, which, you know, it was a little annoying, but it's a beta, so what are you gonna do? Here I'm just trying to hold the front so that our team can take this objective. You see that little indicator there?
Kill all the enemies at the command post. We've won. We got the enemy
In this game we won.
Reinforcements to get here.
Moving on to sniper rifles. Sniper rifles I had a lot of fun with. Each shot felt really crisp and clean. Weren't any ghost bullets where you think you kill somebody but you don't, so that was nice. Shots registered just fine. We're playing the war game type again here, attacking. This is definitely the hardest objective point as an attacker to get on this map. You're basically just throwing yourselves, if you're on the front line, at the bridge trying to build it. And you only have a tiny little hammer. Looks like it was made with nanotechnology, so that's pretty tough. Here we're defending, which is a lot easier, obviously. Just basically picking guys off as they try to build a bridge, which you see right here. So what you want as a defender is obviously just a lot of snipers, and a lot of times as the bridge is built, people in the front lines can actually jump on top of it and across and kill the defenders, or the attackers rather, as they try to build the bridge. So it's just really tough, a really rough go of it as an attacker. You need a lot of smoke grenades. That's your best bet to get the job done as an attacker here. That guy shot me through the wall. I thought that was kind of cool. Moving on to light machine guns now. LMGs were surprisingly really nice. This LMG was probably my favorite, which is just the first one. I think it's actually comes unlocked for you in the beta, and I had a blast with it. It was probably my favorite gun of the beta. I just felt like, you know, obviously the clip size is enormous, but there's not a lot of recoil. Iron sights are pretty open, pretty nice iron sights, so you know, it gives you that option to put other types of attachments on there, and have a decent sight with the iron sighting on there, which was nice. In the war game type, it's I think probably extra effective because you got so many enemies in a condensed area at each objective point. So I think the LMGs play out really well. So again, we're attacking here. We got the Smokies down. I think this one is the one where it came right down to the wire. It's like 30 seconds left. We're all just trying our best to, you know, clear the way for the front line. I think I managed to do it just in the nick of time. I think it was the last one left here, just out of pure luck. I mean, you're basically just lying there hoping they don't shoot you in the face at that point because the bridge is already built. They're coming across, good, trying to gun everybody down. Just a lot of fun. Nuts. Really difficult, but a lot of fun. So this is continuous gameplay. I wanted to kind of include a clip where it was over the series of, I don't know, 3 or 4 lives, where just to kind of give you guys a better feel of the flow of the game, and not just have like little clips every single time. I think this is the same game. This is the next objective point after that bridge. Another thing I wanted to mention is the sounds and the cinematics in this game were really on point. Very immersive. It made you feel like you're right there in the battlefield. Right here, I think coming up, there's that nice cinematic effect. You know, that's all happening right there, you know, during the game, during the multiplayer game, which is kind of cool. I think they did a nice job with the icons for grenade, all on the bottom left of the screen. So if you get a headshot, they show that little skull in the crosshairs, which is kind of cool. The grenade indicator is kind of cool, and just, I don't know, the colors, and it just all helped to create a really nice feel while playing the game. Here I think I try to use the Panzer Shrek. I get a kill with it, but basically the conclusion I came to is, well, it's a lot of fun to use a rocket launcher. It's probably not the most effective thing to do, unless you really have to clear out an area and you have no other way to do it. That was an interesting death because the grenade indicator remained gray or dark rather than red, which is usually what it turns to when you're in trouble. So I think it was just because it was on top of that bomb site that it didn't go red. But it was just kind of an interesting thing to watch out for, is that, you know, that indicator might not always be red. You know, you might be in trouble even if it isn't red. So managed to get the bomb down here, and then it becomes all about just defending at that site as an attacker. Make sure they aren't able to defuse it. On this map, this spot right here behind these barrels, as an attacker is very nice because you can just post up. They don't have a good sight of you from this side of the map, and on that side of the map you're already, you know, perfectly able to view them and just open up fire on them. So that spot right to the left there behind those barrels is probably the best spot I could come up with as an attacker. Shotguns. Shotguns are a lot of fun in this game. So just the straightforward basic rounds hit very hard. Here I'm using the Winchester, which is just the first shotgun. It's got pretty good range to it. The rounds are the normal rounds for this clip. You're also able to add incendiary rounds onto these things. Incendiary rounds are both extremely satisfying and extremely disturbing at the same time. The guys basically are lit on fire before they die every time you shoot them. So here I go for the third kill, that red blip on the radar, not knowing the map, and I just fall to my death. I actually have to stop here because of how disturbing the screams are. This guy screams for like a good 3 or 4 seconds before he finally dies. I mean, that's how brutal the shotguns are in this game. with the incendiary rounds on them. You're kind of like Khaleesi, and the shotgun is kind of like your dragon. And you know, if you find yourself saying Dracarys before every kill, you know, you're not alone. These things are pretty ridiculous. On a side note, the kill streaks are pretty cool. I mean, they're basically just UAV, Predator missile, you know, all the regular ones, but they got a nice old school feel to them, which the game kind of did well, I think.
We have the lead.
It just gets me every time, you know, the guy's writhing around, burning alive. I mean, it's about as brutal as it gets in a video game.
Being overrun. Need reinforcements.
So this is Hardpoint. This was part of the game type where it was just a mixed mash of all different game types that we were in. And one thing I noticed was that the timer would catch, like you can see at the bottom left corner of the screen. And I think that's because the enemy team, like when they enter into the hard point, it delays the timer, but I'm not sure. That could be a glitch of the game.
Seize the hard point. Defend it.
And then this is the last clip that I took of the beta. This is actually the first time I used the shotgun, so this was an earlier game. And I started off using the grease gun, and then I find a shotty on the ground in this bunker here. And as you can imagine, if the enemies are pouring into the bunker and you got a shotty, you have a good opportunity to rack up a decent amount of kills with it. So. I mean, even that lamp, you know, turning around like on the ceiling, that's just a really nice, I think, effect, you know, like they did, I think, well paying attention to details. So I'm really looking forward to that too when the game comes out.
Artillery ready for orders. Awaiting coordinates.
Oh, I wish I had gotten a third kill here. So that wraps up the footage. That's all I have for you guys today. When I first started the beta, my frame rate was really slow for some reason, and that worried me. Like I thought that was just the game. Like the pulling the gun up to your face it would blur, like it would kind of. And I actually read an article where somebody else mentioned that they experienced that as well in the beta, and that they were unhappy. They thought that was going to be a feature of the game, is that kind of blurred vision as you pull the gun up to your face, and just of motion, doing certain motions in the game. But that ended up not being my experience with the beta. As I went forward and played more games, that all went away. The frame rate got to where it should be. I had no problems with that anymore. So I guess it was just an adjustment period of like when you first start playing the beta in the game, and then after a little bit, it just goes away and evens out. And once all that was kind of gone and I was able to play the game at the pace I could tell that it was meant to be played at, I loved it. Normally I'm a TDM guy and I love the war. I just think there's a lot to look forward to in this upcoming Call of Duty, and I'm not just saying that because I want that to be the case. I'm saying that because I believe that to be the case. And going into this, before playing the beta, I kept, what was going through my head is I hope that this is going to be a good Call of Duty, because, there's been so many disappointments, but no, this is a beta that I really enjoyed playing, and I genuinely have hope that this is going to be a very, very good Call of Duty. No more guys jumping over your head or jumping to the moon, bouncing off the walls. No, this is back to the glory days of Call of Duty. I really think so. Aside from, putting red dot sights and other things like that on old school World War II weapons, that's going to be in this game too. Aside from that, I really do believe that this is going to be a return to the glory days of Call of Duty, and I think you can feel good about looking forward to this game, which I'm very, very pleased to say. But yeah, so that about does it. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Hopefully I gave you guys a little preview of what's to come, and I'll catch you guys when the game releases.